Greetings everyone. Today we'll be discussing about automation using MuleSoft Composer and MuleSoft RPA. Let's try to understand this product. Utilizing MuleSoft Composer, you can easily integrate between SaaS-based systems using pre-built connectors which are already available in MuleSoft Composer. There are more than 25 connectors available, and to name a few, we have Salesforce, NetSuite, Workday, Slack, Google Sheets, Jira. In case you're wondering about the situation where a connector is not available, it also offers you the functionality to make an HTTP REST call using an HTTP connector. The entire concept of MuleSoft Composer is based on the low-code, no-code approach, wherein anybody can simply drag drop those on your canvas to build your first automation project. Additionally, it also includes a connector for MuleSoft RPA. Let's talk about MuleSoft RPA. RPA as a technology was developed to mimic human interactions via simple mouse clicks and keyboard presses. You can automate any manual repetitive task that involves a user interface or a desktop application. It can also automate any legacy or terminal-based applications and also has pre-built connectors available to interact with PDF files, Excel files, and other type of documents. The product also offers capabilities for image-based automations, wherein it can read a specific image on the screen or in a document and is able to process the data contained inside that image. The automation process created with MuleSoft RPA are often referred as bots, and MuleSoft allows you to reuse these bots or integrate these bots with other MuleSoft components like Composer and Anypoint Platform. Now that we have some background about these products, I'll see you on the other side with a video demonstration. Welcome everyone, meet my friend Jim, who works at an accounting department in ABC organization. As part of his day-to-day routine, Jim needs to onboard new employees in the accounting section. Jim does that by manually extracting the information from the file that he receives and inserting the information onto the accounting web system of the organization. Once Jim is finished for each of those employees, he has to pass on this information to the HR or the IT team for subsequent processing over a messaging app like Teams or Slack or over an email. For this demonstration, we will be preferring Slack. Let's see how we can automate this entire employee onboarding process using MuleSoft RPA. Within this demo, we will see RPA and Composer working in unison in order to achieve a business process that was initially done manually. So before I dive into execution, let's just take a step back and look at what's the process we are trying to automate here. I have a neat little architecture of this entire solution which we'll see live in action. This is going to start by launching the web browser where we'll have a PDF file. Now this PDF file contains employees' onboarding information. The bot will then download this file from that Google Drive, process the information contained inside the PDF file, and the next step would be to insert that data for each of the employee into a web app. For the demonstration purposes, this web app is signifying a ERP. That's a cloud-based ERP system. And finally, once the bot has completed the insertion onto the web app, it's going to generate a Slack message saying that the process was completed. We will also look at the situation wherein the file that's present on the Google Drive, if that's not available, how would the bot react to it? We'll see a separate flow within this design wherein a negative acknowledgement is sent to the Slack channel. Before I start executing the bot again, I want to give you an overview of the file that we are dealing with here. So here's the Google Drive, and you'll see a PDF file which I mentioned, which will contain the employee information. So this is what we are dealing with here. And as I explained earlier, each of these row will be inserted into that web application. Now that we have the process understanding established, let's move on to the quick demo of this entire solution. So I'll close this Google Drive because that's not required any further. Now right on the screen, what you see is the MuleSoft Composer. And as soon as I click this test button here, the automation is going to start executing and we will see everything run live on the screen. So I'm about to do it. Everything that happens from this point onwards is going to be done by the automation itself. It's not me who's going to replicate these steps. All right, let's get started. So you'll notice that the composer flow has been activated and it started to perform these executions, and slowly and gradually you'll see actions getting performed live on the screen. Let's wait for that. As we can see, the RPA bot has launched the web browser and it's trying to log into the Google Drive. Here the bot is trying to download the file. You'll see it's successful there. And you'll also notice the file is available in the local storage of this virtual machine. The next step for the bot would be to process this PDF file. You'll see another CSV getting created. That's the process data. And the next step here is the bot trying to open up the web ERP system and insert the information on this application. You'll also notice that while the bot is trying to insert this information, the fields on this web page are changing after every iteration. So the orientation of the fields are changing one after the other. However, the MuleSoft RPA bot is still able to figure out the correct location of these fields and is able to identify where the information must be inserted correctly. So we noticed that the bot was able to insert the information for all the 10 employees that were in the PDF. And doing so, it was able to achieve 100% accuracy. And there's the certificate for it. Now, finally, let's move on to the Slack channel. And you will notice a message has been dropped on this channel saying the web form was successfully filled for this specific file name. So what we saw in the previous action was a happy scenario where the RPA bot was able to successfully process the information end to end. We'll also be demonstrating a situation wherein there's an exception, and we'll replicate that by deleting the file itself from the Google Drive. So in this situation, as per the diagram, since the bot will not be able to find the PDF file on the Google Drive, it will not continue to process the file itself, but rather it's going to send out a negative acknowledgement on Slack channel and the process will conclude there. Just like the previous step, here is the same Google Drive and you'll notice that I have deleted the PDF file from here. And I will start the automation again by clicking the test button. Remember, it's the RPA bot taking over the control of my laptop and performing these actions. Let's go. So you'll see the same steps repeated again, where the bot is trying to log in onto the Google Drive. Since the file wasn't available on the Google Drive, the process has terminated. And let's check Slack channel And there you have it. We have a negative acknowledgement message from our bot saying that the file wasn't available. That's it for the negative scenario as well. I hope the demo was informative. Now the question we all should be asking ourselves is there a gym in our organization who's doing manual entry, tedious tasks on a day-to-day basis? Such processes are better suited for MuleSoft automation. Feel free to pause the video and glance over some sample use cases for MuleSoft automation. In conclusion, if there is a manual process that is rule-based, high in volume, and repetitive, it can be automated using MuleSoft RPA. Thank you all.